The sea, once it casts its spell, holds one in its net of wonder forever. Jacques Cousteau. Watch to the end. The most important detail is revealed at the very end. Ijimaia antillarum is not a cinematic monster. It is something far more interesting. A system. A system optimized for scarcity, darkness, and pressure. A biological equation solved over millions of years. This deep-sea cutthroat eel inhabits depths ranging approximately from 500 to over 2,000 meters in the Atlantic Ocean. At those depths, sunlight does not penetrate. Photosynthesis is absent. Energy is rare. Every movement, every gram of tissue, every anatomical structure must justify its metabolic cost. Ijimaia antillarum is elongated, slender, and serpentine. Its body appears fragile at first glance. Pale pink to beige skin covers a lightweight skeletal framework. Pigmentation is minimal because camouflage in darkness is unnecessary. Color is expensive. The deep sea rewards efficiency. Its musculature is soft compared to fast pelagic predators. This is not a pursuit hunter like a tuna. It is a drift predator. It conserves energy by hovering or slowly undulating in the water column, waiting for opportunity rather than generating it. The head is narrow and extended. The jaws are elongated and armed with thin, needle-like teeth. These teeth are not for cutting flesh. They are not for crushing shells. They are for containment. They curve slightly inward, forming a biological ratchet. Once prey enters the oral cavity, escape becomes mechanically improbable. This jaw design is the defining feature of the species. It allows capture of slippery, soft-bodied prey such as small fish and crustaceans that also inhabit the bathypelagic zone. The teeth function less like knives and more like barbed wires. The eyes are relatively large for a deep-sea eel. This is significant. In a world defined by darkness, visual sensitivity matters. Bioluminescence is the dominant communication and hunting signal below 1,000 meters. Large, light-sensitive retinas increase the probability of detecting faint flashes, either emitted by prey or by other organisms attempting to signal. The body plan is elongated not only for locomotion efficiency, but also for buoyancy control. A long, low-density body distributes mass across volume, reducing sinking rate and minimizing muscular effort required to maintain position in the water column. Unlike reef fish, which possess rigid skeletons for maneuverability, Ijimaia antillarum exhibits a relatively reduced ossification pattern. Lighter bones mean lower metabolic cost and improved neutral buoyancy. Every structural compromise reflects environmental mathematics. Deep-sea pressure at 1,500 meters exceeds 150 atmospheres. That pressure influences protein stability, membrane composition, and skeletal density. Organisms living here require biochemical adaptations that prevent cellular collapse and maintain enzyme function. Although detailed molecular data on the specific species remain limited, deep-sea teleosts commonly show pressure-adapted membrane lipids and specialized protein conformations to maintain fluidity and metabolic efficiency. Now consider feeding frequency. In the deep sea, meals are unpredictable. A predator must be capable of exploiting rare opportunities. The elongated jaw system of Ijimaia antillarum allows ingestion of prey close to its own head diameter. That is a critical survival advantage. A single successful strike can sustain the organism for extended periods. Here is where most documentaries stop, but this is not the full story. An under-discussed anatomical characteristic involves the elongation of the palatine bones within the skull. This subtle skeletal extension increases lateral jaw expansion without significantly increasing cranial mass. In practical terms, it allows a wider effective gape while preserving hydrodynamic efficiency and structural lightness. This is not widely emphasized in general references, yet it represents a biomechanical advantage in low-energy ecosystems. This structural refinement suggests selective pressure not just for capturing prey, but for maximizing capture probability during rare encounters. In the deep sea, probability is survival. Movement strategy is equally strategic. Rather than continuous swimming, this eel adopts a semi-vertical or slightly inclined orientation while drifting. This posture may increase the vertical scanning field for detecting descending organic matter or small prey organisms migrating in the water column. Marine snow, falling organic debris from upper ocean layers, forms a continuous but sparse nutrient rain. Many small organisms aggregate around it. Where small organisms gather, predators follow. Ijimaia antillarum positions itself in the gradient between energy input and biological concentration. The deep ocean is not empty. It is structured by gradients, temperature, oxygen, particulate density, and migration cycles. Nightly vertical migrations of mesopelagic species represent the largest biomass movement on Earth. Predators like this eel exploit these cycles. Now we shift perspective. Why does a creature like this matter? Because it demonstrates that evolution is not about size or aggression. It is about efficiency under constraint. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent but the one most responsive to change. Charles Darwin. Ijimaia antillarum embodies responsiveness to constraint. Darkness eliminated pigmentation. Scarcity eliminated unnecessary muscle mass. Pressure reshaped biochemistry. Feeding unpredictability reshaped jaw mechanics. Even reproduction reflects deep-sea adaptation. Many deep-sea eels produce leptocephalous larvae, transparent, ribbon-like juvenile forms that drift in upper layers before metamorphosing. Transparency at larval stage reduces predation risk in brighter waters. Later transformation prepares the organism for descent into darker, high-pressure zones. This life cycle duality bridges two ecosystems, surface and abyss. It is a reminder that deep-sea species are not isolated anomalies. They are connected to global ocean systems. Let us analyze risk. The deep sea appears stable compared to coral reefs or coastal zones. Temperature fluctuations are minimal. Light is constant, absent. Yet anthropogenic impacts are increasing. Deep-sea trawling, mining exploration, and climate-driven oxygen minimum zone expansion threaten bathypelagic ecosystems. Species like Ijimaia antillarum are poorly studied. Data scarcity creates vulnerability. You cannot protect what you do not understand. Biologically, the species is not considered dangerous to humans. Depth distribution alone makes interaction nearly impossible. It is not a threat. It is a data point in a vast evolutionary experiment. Consider biomechanics again. The elongated teeth reduce the need for rapid jaw closure strength, instead of crushing force. The system relies on geometry. Geometry is metabolically cheaper than muscle. This principle appears across deep-sea taxa, anglerfish lures instead of pursuit speed, gulper eels with expandable stomachs instead of rapid feeding cycles. Energy conservation defines architecture. Another overlooked feature, the thin skin and reduced scale structure likely improve flexibility and reduce mineral investment. Calcium is metabolically costly. In environments where rapid swimming is unnecessary, structural reinforcement becomes optional. Hydrodynamics in deep water differ from surface turbulence. Reduced fin size suggests that maneuver precision is less critical than slow, stable orientation. Stability conserves energy. Now examine ecological positioning. Cutthroat eels occupy mid-water trophic levels. They consume smaller nekton and crustaceans, and in turn, may be prey for larger deep-sea predators such as certain sharks or larger teleosts. This positioning stabilizes energy transfer within the bathypelagic food web. Remove mid-level predators and trophic cascades follow. Even in darkness, ecological balance persists. Deep-sea research relies heavily on remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, and trawl sampling. Observations of Ijimaia antillarum are relatively rare compared to coastal species. That rarity enhances mystique, but also limits data resolution. Yet limited data does not mean insignificance. From an evolutionary standpoint, this species represents a lineage that successfully colonized one of Earth's largest habitats, the deep ocean. More than half of the planet's biosphere volume exists below 200 meters. Deep-sea organisms are not exceptions. They are dominant in spatial scale. The psychological impact of such creatures often leads to mislabeling them as grotesque, but grotesque is a surface-world bias. In the abyss, form follows physics. Pressure demands compressibility tolerance. Darkness demands sensory adaptation. Scarcity demands opportunism. Ijimaia antillarum is not extreme, it is logical. And here is the rarely discussed strategic insight. Its entire morphology suggests risk minimization rather than risk maximization. It does not chase aggressively. It does not invest in heavy armor. It does not waste metabolic capital on display features. It reduces exposure, reduces expenditure, and waits for statistically favorable conditions. In economic terms, it operates on low overhead, high leverage events. That principle applies beyond biology. Deep-sea survival strategies illustrate how constrained environments reward precision, patience, and structural efficiency over brute force. Now return to anatomy one final time. The skull elongation combined with lightweight ossification creates a front-loaded capture system with minimal posterior drag. This configuration reduces the energetic penalty of maintaining forward orientation in slow drift. It is a subtle but effective hydrodynamic compromise. Even its coloration, pale, almost unfinished, signals evolutionary pragmatism. In perpetual darkness, beauty is irrelevant. Function dominates. Scientific study of such organisms expands our understanding of protein stability under pressure, membrane fluidity adaptation, and energy-efficient locomotion. These insights have implications for biotechnology and materials science, particularly in designing systems that function under extreme compression. The deep ocean remains Earth's least explored biome. Each species documented refines our model of life's adaptability. Ijimaia antillarum does not roar. It does not glow dramatically. It does not possess exaggerated appendages. Its power lies in restraint. Efficiency is its weapon. Optimization is its strategy. Geometry is its advantage. And in a habitat where energy equals survival probability, that is enough. If this changed your understanding of deep-sea life, support the channel. Like this video, subscribe for more scientifically accurate deep ocean analyses, share it with someone who thinks the abyss is empty, and write in the comments which deep-sea organism we should break down next. Your engagement directly supports further research-based content.